Voilà, on peut l'applaudir. Il prend la 3e place chez les juniors.
Tian Tao and Chen Lijun both arrived in Switzerland for the 49th Challenge 210 with no real need to compete. Neither of them had to hit big totals as a way to help qualify for the Olympics, and yet both of them decided to just have some fun and max out their power snatches and also hit some heavier power clean and jerks just for the sake of it. And for that reason, I got to see a really more playful side of their characters. Just prior to this competition, both Tian and Chen had won the 2019 World Championships. Tian for his first time and Chen for his 4th time. I think that probably Chen Lijun is honestly the most underrated Chinese weightlifter in the world, and not only because of his 4 world titles, but also for his incredible 6 career world records. In 2015, Chen had a truly historic performance. In the lighter 62 kilo weight class, he snatched 150 kilos, he clean and jerked 183, and he totaled 333 kilos, setting 3 new world records and putting down the 35th highest Sinclair of all time at 474.82. That's even higher than Dimas's best ever total. And of course, it's substantially higher than Tian Tao's. He is definitely underrated. Tian Tao has had a similarly fascinating career. He started lifting when he was just 10 years old, and by the time he had turned 17, he was already lifting some astonishing numbers. Not only was he hitting youth world records, but he was confidently exceeding them, though not at IWF sanctioned meets, and so they didn't technically count. For an example, in 2011 at the Chinese Intercity Games, at just 77 kilos in body weight, he hit 161 in the snatch, 205 kilos in the total. That's 37 kilos over the youth world record total. And that clean and jerk was just 5 kilos below the senior world record at the time, 210 kilos held by Russia's Oleg Perepechenov.
He wears a foot and the other on the other. No mismatch.
Tian's leg strength has since gone on to become legendary, clean and jerking 220 kilos at Chinese nationals in the 85 kilo class and 231 kilos for the world record in the 96 kilo class. He even cleaned 236 kilos, missing the jerk in 2018. You can learn more about these two fascinating lifters in the Greatest Weightlifters of All Time book. The link is down below, along with some Chinese t-shirts also. Chen Lijun is fascinating for several other reasons, one of which is his technique. He has some of the craziest hip mobility you'll ever see in weightlifting, in Chinese weightlifting, relying on his adductor mobility over his ankle mobility, and putting himself in positions that would probably snap up the average person.
Voilà, facile. Good lift. Excellent. Good lift. Good lift. It's very well. Alors, 110, je pense qu'il y aura changement là. L'athlète champion du monde de Chen. Avec toi, chaud.
Something strange that characterizes Tian Tao, on the other hand, is that he's always been held back in the snatch due to having small hands. His hand size, according to him, has prevented him from accelerating the bar enough in order to gain adequate height on the bar. Of course, he can still snatch upwards of 180 kilos, but the angle of the snatch makes things much harder for him. And you can actually tell with these powers just how much of a difference it makes. Tian only just makes 150 kilos in the power snatch, yet back as an 85 kilo lifter, he was able to power clean 205 kilos in competition, right around 92% of the world record. This 150, however, sits at just 80% of the world record.
Good lift.
Tian finds himself in a difficult situation with regards to the 2020 Olympic qualification. Though he is the number one ranked 96 in the world, he holds the clean and jerk world record, and he's the world champion, his position at the Games is actually not certain. Unlike all other Olympic Games, China and other countries can only take a maximum of 4 male and 4 female weightlifters this time. And with such an abundance of superstars, the questions for the Chinese coaches is not who will be able to medal, it's rather who is the most likely to screw up and not win the gold. With Shi Ziyong being an obvious pick, and then either Li Dayin or Liu Xiaojun surely taking a spot in the 81 kilo class, Chen Lijun as a pretty locked up pick in the 67 kilo class also, it's probably going to be down to either Li Feibin in the 61s or Tian Tao in the 96s. Li Feibin recently won the World Championships by a solid 12 kilos over Indonesia's Eko Yuli Irawan, whereas Tian only beat Mezzo Hosona by 8 kilos. Of course, 8 kilos is still enormous, but not quite as substantial. Similarly, with Iran's Sarab Maradi, the injured world record holder in the total, still possibly able to return and qualify for the Olympics, it makes Tian's potential to win drop even lower. And then lastly, Tian Tao has a habit of missing lifts in competition. He's actually missed 24 major lifts in competition, only making 21 of them. Though he has a habit of doing Tian Tao things and coming in clutch with 2 for 6 Olympic record performances, he has also bombed out before and is a real risk to the Chinese team in this way. But I certainly hope that he does make the cut and that we get to see an historic throwdown between him, the young Mezzo Hosona, and Sarab Maradi, and maybe even Ilya Ilyin gets back to that level. It could be, and really should be, the session of the Olympic Games. If you wish to see more training from Tian Tao and Chen Lijun, then you can head over to the Weightlifting House Patreon page, where you can see Tian, Chen, and also Liu Xiaojun hit some lighter clean and jerks, some presses, and some accessories. I've put the link in the description.